Welcome to the Change in Ink. My name is Manessa and I am the voice behind the ink. So today is April 25th, which means this is the last Friday of National Poetry Month, which makes this my last entry for my poetry series. And I decided to pick a poem that kind of gives a synopsis of my writing. So it kind of discusses a bunch of different topics, some that I've written about, some that I haven't written about yet. You may learn something about me that you didn't know, or something like that. So yeah, for the finale of National Poetry Month, the title of this poem is Dear Universe. So here it is. Dear Universe, you asked me if I would write something about you, so I did. A lot. I wrote about my lovers, or lack thereof. I wrote about my thoughts, and not just the things I've only spoken of. I wrote about my black skin, and society's sliding value of life. I wrote about the equal possibility of me having a husband or a wife. I wrote about my politics, and all of its corruption. I wrote about my life with no interruptions. I wrote about my self-esteem, the ranging of lows and highs. I wrote about every single hello, but I left out a few of my goodbyes. I wrote about my environment and how I could help save it. I wrote about my journey and about those who helped pave it. I wrote about my culture and how we're losing ourselves. I wrote about my diet and being conscious of what I'm pulling off of the shelves. I wrote about my descent from royalty, African kings and queens. I wrote about my me, my them, and my everything in between. I wrote about my growth and what I used to be. I wrote about my vision and how daily plights make it hard to see. I wrote about my worth and what I think I deserve. I wrote about my fetishes and how I'm kind of a perv. I wrote about my womanhood and how I create its definition. I wrote about my fears, my phobias, and all of my superstitions. I wrote about my education and the distortion of the truth. I wrote about my childhood and all of the struggles of my youth. I wrote about my religion and how I had to lose it to find the God in me. I wrote about my roots and how to take advice from the life of a tree. I wrote about my family, the greatest gifts under the sun. I wrote about my friends and the exquisite beauty of each one. I wrote about my dreams, my goals, and my passion. I wrote about my universe because after all, it was you who was asking. Yeah, so that is the final poem for National Poetry Month. And as you can see, it kind of talked about a bunch of stuff. I said I was gonna get a little bit more personal in my writing, and kind of share bits and pieces of that. So I think this kind of really creates a kind of bridge into that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate every single person that have watched any of my videos, all of my videos, one of my videos. I really appreciate it. So make sure you keep checking it out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check the actual website with all of my written pieces on it. Is gonna be a link like right here somewhere. Yeah, so if you like my writing, keep checking me out. If you just want to be nosy for the next couple of pieces, because I'll be getting a little personal, you can still check me out. So yeah, okay, bye.